All right, we're back. All right, cool. Got the microphone back on. This is how you lose viewers in no time. That is one of the only catches is that if a phone call comes through, it immediately goes to mute. So, what are you gonna do? All right, so let's get to work on this. All right. All right. Well, hopefully you guys will come. If I'm back and you guys can hear me and stuff, please let me know. All right. So here we go. We're gonna put little holes so we can do the stitching. Matter of fact, I need to curve this little piece out. Hey man, you take a W wherever you can. So that's good. That's outstanding. Congratulations on the minor victory. But little victories like those that you can take, they'll lead on to bigger success in the near future. I just got a message through Facebook, and I'd like to look at this. Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, too far back. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you guys, but I just had Zodi send me some information. And I have to send him congratulations real quick. Sorry about this, but this is outstanding. I don't know if he wants me to say anything about it on the stream or not, but that's I have to All right. That's great. That is some awesome news. I think if you guys haven't yet, you need to go and follow Zodiac on Facebook. Wow. Something really awesome has happened with Zodiac. And he just he got to tell me. He just told me what it was. He wanted me to be the first person. This is all I can say. I won't say exactly what is going on with Zodiac, but he just sent me some images and then said, since you were the most supportive and helpful with all this crazy stuff, you're the first person I wanted to tell you. So I told him if he's not too busy right now, because he has other stuff besides, heart punching people. So I invited him to potentially come to the stream and plug his stuff. Which right now, all of you guys, I am not a person that would shun anybody from wanting to promote anything that they have going on right now. Me and Skull and Mortar, we both do that. So if you guys have anything you'd like to promote right now, post a website, post a stream or anything like that. Well, that didn't happen. But if you guys haven't yet, get on Zodiac's page, get on his Facebook. He's been moving in the realm of the online community, and I already know I already know that Zodiac is he's been a force to be reckoned with. Like I said, he's nailed me with 3 heart punches so far, and he's got no receipts. So I've been talking with Wrestle With This about that, or whoever will get us in the ring together. We were actually supposed to be facing each other at Panic at the Dojo too, but there was some minor things that had to change it up, and Zodiac ended up going up against Aaron Atlas. They had an outstanding match, by the way. There's Zodimask. Everybody, Zodimask is here. Zodiac, I haven't told anybody anything about it. I just told everybody that I'm super proud of you. And I told them if they want to find out more, and they need to go to your Facebook, they need to go follow you and all that. And I wanted Zodiac on here just so he can personally share any links that he has available that you can reach out to him at. Oh, Zodiac, by the way, do you have a link tree yet? I think a link tree is an awesome thing to have, and I think it'd be very beneficial for you, especially right now. But we currently have that'd be awesome. But yeah, no, right now we currently have we got Lindsay, Wesley, Joker Man. Oh, Skull and Mortar just popped off. Oh well. Well, I know if Skull and Mortar was here, he'd be definitely giving you kudos as well. And everybody here knows that if anybody is ever interested in wanting to do something, and you approach me about it, I will not only support you myself, but I will try to help find any way to help you guys achieve your goals. And Zodiac has been absolutely heart punching his way through the online socials and everything and whatnot, to where now I'm like, now I need to start trying to take tips from him. So congratulations, Zodiac, and it's gonna keep going up from here. It's an amazing, and I know it's got to be an amazing feeling. Especially since you're already over the year mark, you don't have to worry about tax time until next year. So there you go. If you guys want, there is Zodiac's link tree. A lot of awesome things are happening this year for me and my friends. I can't wait. We watched the trailer, if you will. Oh yeah. We watched the trailer for the third meeting between a singles match between you and the Carver on Wrestle With This 50. I can't wait for that. A chain match of all things. So yeah, we watched that this past Monday night on Let's Watch Some Wrestling. So that was a great setup for it. I can't wait for that to watch that match. But if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I am currently getting the base done for a mask. A wrestler has asked me to make him a skull scarecrow style mask for him to come out to. And he said he wants to actually try to wrestle in it as well. So I'm going to be working on, this is the base of it. I can only do so much today because the burlap that I was going to use was was being stored at my friend's barn, and it was dry rotted. So I have to get new burlap. So I'm currently working on the holes that when I get the burlap tomorrow, we'll be stitching it onto the mask, and then we'll be putting 1 or 2 layers of latex over it to help hold it more in place. Oh, thank you. And I do want to say, and like I know I plan to make another variation of a Zodiac mask, especially if I start working on my sculpting more, because one of the things that I'm going to be doing in the near future is we're going to be doing a sculpt. It's funny that you guys have been wrestling each other, and this is now your third singles bout between each other, because I'm trying to work closely. Ooh. Okay, I'm always down. Because I'm going to be working on a face sculpt for Carver that we can actually make available for fans and actually have it sold for merchandise. I just finally got a .org up, so it's maskmonger.org. You get on there. It's just the opening page going, hey, welcome. I jumped in a little too early because I found out, because it said, oh, you can get on this site and make an e-commerce site so I can start selling my stuff online. I was like, all right, cool. So I did it, and then when I went to try to make it a sales page, it's like, oh, you have to pay for the business portion, which is an extra $300. I'm like, well, I don't have that now, do I? So, so you think of all black mask. So when you're saying a red light up, you're talking about like this stuff right here, like the LED lights. Because I have orange right now, but I can probably get red. I can definitely get red. Oh, that sounds good. Now, are you talking about that for an intro mask, or is this a mask you actually want to work in and just have that big bright red over your eye the whole time? Nice. Oh, yes. We can definitely do something about that. It's fun, too, because besides the mask making now, I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to do for years. I still don't have a name for it yet, but I've already contacted a couple friends of mine in the music industry. And because I've had people ask me questions before on why there's certain masks that I have in my collection. Because if you'll look, which I'll flip the screen real quick. Almost everybody that's ever watched this stream knows about it. But if you look behind me, you see my mask collection. Now, what I do tell people is the majority of these masks are for sale. Now, I have some, for example, well, there's a mask that's hidden. There's a mask that's hidden somewhere around there. It's not for sale. This mask right here, not this one, but this one's not for sale. And that one's not for sale. Oh yeah, I heard that news. Ultraviolet Underground has already folded. That's too bad. And then there's also, oh, gotta go down some. This guy right here, the latex hobo mask. It's not available either. And some people are like, well, why won't you sell that one? Well, there's different reasons. And so what I've decided to do is I'm starting a series. Basically, it's show and tell. I'm doing a show and tell, showing off some of my stuff in my collection, why it means so much to me, maybe give a little history, if I can, about it. But yeah, there's one. There's a couple pieces that are actually kind of hidden in this spot right here. Because also what I'm going to do is all these little shelving pieces are going to be taken down. And I'm going to be using piping to hold them in place so they'll look kind of freestanding on the wall. And not only that, the background of the wall, I've been gutting electronics. I have all these I have all these fun pieces that are going to be getting connected to the wall behind it, just for a fun little technical sciencey deal and whatnot. Especially when I kick back up my horrendously horrible horror series again, because I'm in the talks with a streaming channel on Roku called OSI 74. They're mostly done by like horror movie hosts. As people in the UK, there's horror hosts from the UK, from New Zealand, from Australia, here in America, and they have all their specials on there. And I now have my foot in the door. Matter of fact, I even have they look at Kaiju Big Battle a little bit sometimes on this one not sports network, and they also have another promotion called Poser Wrestling. So it's a great outlet and it's free to watch. So I'm looking into potentially having some of my content for free streaming on that channel. Looking forward to that. And I want to start branching out more and just doing stuff with my friends, you know, whether it be in wrestling or, you know, I just got featured on that show Blake 0561, where he covered the match that nobody's really seen between me and Necro Butcher, where he used a real baseball bat. And of course you got those deathmatch fans, you know, the as they call them, the marks, that want to believe what other wrestlers say, because they immediately like, oh well, he's lying, that didn't happen, and this is the story I heard. And it's like, well, that's great that you heard stories, because I know it really happened. Because yeah, well, the one thing they said was they said the reason why Necro Butcher beat me with a ball bat is because he heard I was untrained and he just wanted to take it out on me. It's like, no, that wasn't the case at all. Because I'm like, he knew I was trained because he had already wrestled me prior to that match, multiple times actually. So whatever. And then I've come to find wrestling matches and clips, and all are good, but entertainment, engagement, and creative stuff. So right now, yes, people are wanting to, you know, the TikTok world, Facebook Shorts, or Reels, if you will, Instagram Reels, YouTube. Like when I started putting shorts on YouTube, my follower count went from 230 and I'm now at 464 within the past 2 months. So now the one thing about that is, though, if you want to be monetized by that, you have to have a minimum within 90 days of 90 days, 30 million views. So you have to have people at glance at your reels at least 30 million times within 90 days. So that's insane. But there's a lot of people that are starting to get more and more upset with YouTube recently, because they keep changing their algorithms, as well as their like, if some kind of content comes up, they're like, nope, we don't like this now. Oh, it's 10 million? Okay. So, and I've been, because like me, I've been switching my Vinny Ratlock TikTok is now my Mask Monger TikTok, where I've been streaming, or not streaming, but showing off my masks and whatnot. Oh yeah, it's still crazy, Zodi. But I've been slowly gaining more and more people that way. I'm still trying to keep as creative as possible. As a matter of fact, like right now, this is a commission piece I'm working on. I have another commission piece for a LARPer based out of Indianapolis. Wesley actually probably knows that gentleman. If Wesley's still on here. See, earlier I streamed through my phone, and I just got an update on the Twitch streaming app for your phone, and the video quality is coming in great. But here's a catch. On my phone, it may not be everybody's phone, but on my phone, okay, good, Wesley's still here. On my phone, if a call comes in, even though I have it blocked, my microphone immediately shuts off. And so I have to reset the entire thing. So that happened earlier, and I went from eight people watching me live. Now we're back to 5. But yeah, and Zodiac is getting ready to start streaming eventually. I've been watching your pictures and stuff, getting your setup going for it, and it looks outstanding. So I can't wait for that. And what did you say? My shorts that get the most views are posts about. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody likes a person that still loves their mother, especially when you got a nice, wholesome mother. Yeah, I saw that, the microphone. Yes, yeah, your promos are outstanding. My promos run a little too long, so it's like I started putting some of my promos on TikTok, and people are like, "How long are you gonna?" It's like, okay, I gotta start going, shortening my promos. David Ongley. He is making a like a tinker or a knocker, as he calls it. And it's right up my alley because he basically is needing a junk punk rebreather and goggles. So I can't wait, because a lot of people don't know this, but I mean, masks were my first thing that really got me into wanting to make masks, especially for financial reasons, But it wasn't until it was actually Etsy, when I started Etsy, is where goggle making was really dominantly. When I started making goggles from scratch, at the time, if you got on Etsy, I was store number 700, so I was still within the first 1,000 stores that was on Etsy, and it was right before Martha Stewart on her show was like, people should get on Etsy and sell their stuff. And, before Etsy started doing all the extra charges and fees and making you, advertise even though you don't want to. Ultimately, I'm still going to probably stay with Etsy to sell my stuff, even though they take a huge chunk out of my any profits that I would make. But I started making goggles from scratch. So I wasn't using actual goggles like the other people. Look at the divots that it's leaving in my head. So all these craftsmen people were just taking goggles like this, because it's funny too, because I make these, but I purchased these. I've had this set of goggles now for about 7 years. They're you can find them online. They're atomic ray goggles, and you can buy them for like $1.75. So these are mine. And then you'd see people where they would do something simple like, boom, oh look, I painted it, and put the straps back on. I was making them out of stuff like, look, a great shot of my neck. I was making them out of like these guys, leftover pill cases and whatnot, because I have diabetes and high blood pressure. So I get those all the time. So I would take these, and I'm going to do a day where I'm going to make a pair and actually cut out the shape of the things, cut this center out, put a lens in and tighten it, and make the whole thing to where this suddenly becomes these. Or I would just find other random stuff to make goggles with. And at the time, nobody else was going that grandiose with it, to where I was probably, I think I was selling any random pair of goggles that I have, people were paying upwards of $250, $300 for. But then more and more people started doing to where they were exporting to where they were selling goggles for like $30, but you could also find those same ones on Wish, and that's what they were doing. You were purchasing through them, but they were basically ordering it off of like Wish or Alibaba, where it was like super cheap, and having it mailed to you directly through them. So if you ever see a really cool pair of goggles or a mask or something like that, question the production and try to find it on a site that's a better price, because like I said, these were being sold at conventions. I remember Gen Con were selling these for $25, and I got on the website and showed her. I was like, these are $1.75 and $2 to ship. And they're like, yeah, but the people at Gen Con don't want to stop and look, they just want to buy. So it was like, wow. So it blew my mind. I was like, people at the time, which it's starting to come back, but people at the time were they wouldn't want to pay a large, not large, but, if I'm going to spend 8, 9, 10 hours on one item, and I at the time was asking for like $50 to $75 for it, and they said, well, we want to buy that. but they end up going and spending like $35 on something that they could have just looked into and spent $1 on. It was like, oh, that was so insulting, you know. Or you got the friends that are like, hey, we're buddies and stuff, so just make me one for free. And it's like, why? On your birthday, okay? As I started telling people, I was like, when's your birthday? When your birthday comes, maybe you'll get one from me on your birthday. Because I had a lot of friends like, hey, man, I support you all the time, so give me stuff. And it's like, no. I felt bad because that one time, Zodimaster, well, then I guess I owe you something else. What size are you again? Yeah, there was that one time at Panic at the Dojo 2, you and me were going to mask trade, or we're going to shirt trade. But you didn't have any shirts in my size. I was like, oh. Because, yeah, right now I got to make 3 custom shirts. One for an extra small, a 4X, and an 8X. So, and they were surprised because I said, yes, I'll make an 8X shirt. I told them it would cost a little more than normal, but they were just surprised I was willing to do it. And that's one of the other things, too. I've seen, like, a lot of wrestlers or entertainers or anybody that do that craft, they seem to only want to provide for small amount, you know. There are people out there with different shaped bodies. Hey, Master Hooks, how you doing? Good to have you on here. But there are some people that have different shaped bodies that have to have specific size clothing, you know, and I can't fault them for that. But for me to just outright say, no, I can't, you know, I'm shutting them out of, I'm doing well. I hope you're having a well morning. Hope everything is going well at home and at work. And see, Master Hooks is another one of those people too. Master Hooks is somebody that I fully support because he streams at night around midnight-ish. See, I made gear for a guy who is 7. Shoo. And see, that's the thing. Nobody else would want to make him gear because, like, oh man, I'll have to alter patterns and stuff. But it's like you need to be willing to work with everybody, because if here's what I say: if you're not willing to work with everybody, you will then find yourself working with nobody. Yeah. But no, real quick though, Master Hooks has been doing an awesome stream at nights where if you like gaming and you are finding yourself of the Christian influence, he does a great stream where he opens up with a full greeting. It's like the Church of Hooks. You know, he comes in, he greets everybody, starts off with a simple little prayer for everybody and the night, then goes into some Bible reading. And the Bible reading is usually about 15 to 20 minutes worth. And then right after that, he gets into gaming. And I'm like, perfect. And being agnostic like myself, I like it because it doesn't feel like he's shoving religion into my throat, trying to convert me. So, and listening to him through his interpretation of what he is reading. And the fact that he can speak the different tongues very natively too. So there's some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, what? Like, you're looking at the words and I'm like, well, that's not even English, but he pronounces it no problem. And he just went over the Boo arc. He was playing Dragon Ball Z just recently. So he plays really good games too. So if any of you guys are ever into something like that, check out Master Hooks. He's got some good stuff. Like I said, Master Hooks has great stuff. Wesley is running a great LARP game out of Indianapolis right now. I believe it's vampires still, right? You haven't brought the werewolves in yet. And then, you know, Zodi's killing it on his page. And I can't wait to see what that is going to do now. You've blown my mind, Zodiac. It's outstanding. I'm so happy. for your success. And a little jealous. But still, hey, there isn't a better person it could happen to. So I'm gonna cut this hole out right here at the nose. I've been talking and so happy for people and everything like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do this. But yeah, so this is a commission piece for a wrestler. And then I also have to do 2, maybe 4 more commissions for Neil Diamond Cutter. As well as the commission for David Ongley. So I like it because it's keeping me busy doing commissions. So it's giving me reasons to keep streaming. But even if I didn't have commissions, I would still have fun streaming and making stuff for you guys because, I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't. Yes. War. The promoter of War, he's got a really good head on his shoulders. That I've noticed. All right, so we got that nose piece cut out so he'll be able to breathe. And then what we're going to do right here is I'm going to open this up. I think this is... I want the mask open about this much. Or this much. Yeah, this much. Put a cross in here. Alright, we're going to do the same on the other side. Oh, should I? Yes. Where'd it go? There you are. Alright, so we got those carved out. Cool. I don't think I need this anymore. I really thought it was ingenious. Sell whistles. Yeah, I know you were telling me about that couple streams in a row. Kronos selling those whistles. Now, is that Kronos the Berserker that you're mentioning right now? Because I got a history with him too. Yeah, Kronos and me, I got unfinished business with everybody. Like I said earlier, before Zodiac came on here, I was like, I am so proud of Zodiac, but at the same time, I have now received 3 heart punches and no receipts. So we need to do something about that. I need a chance to give some receipts back on Zodiac, just out of friendship and out of science. Because even though we have some high ups right now, we got some highs we're dealing with. There's still some hardships. Like I said, the venue I have, we had to draw back. We ended up we can't have the March show, potentially not even the April show, because the inspectors came in to look at the electric setup that Andy had spent countless dollars on, and turns out some of the stuff wasn't done right. So we got to go back and get some of the wiring fixed, because we're not going to have a show there and there be something that could potentially be dangerous to everybody. Everybody's safety should be the most important thing. So I've had some people tell me that they're a little upset that I wasn't able to run in March, but I rather wait until everything is completed and full thumbs up. It's not worth having anybody's life on the line just to run a wrestling show, you know? Yep, that's one of the most important things. You just gotta stay safe. It's like that one, the Takemichi Noku Mania for Takemichi Noku Pro when El Bandito went against Jun Kasai. He had one of the most powerful speeches because El Bandito, well, there it goes. El Bandito said he did not care if he died in that ring just to get the upper hand on Jun Kasai. And Jun Kasai, after that match, basically said, "Help." I thought this hole was big enough. You know, he basically said, you talk about how you don't care if you live or die in this ring. Do not be a fool. He said, so many wrestlers out there, you know, want to make it big and great, and they don't have a chance, and they can't. Some of them, said, unfortunately for us wrestlers, some of us don't have as much time as we want to have in this world because of us putting our bodies on the line. And it's like, but you should never, no man should ever welcome death. He said, we understand what lies ahead for us, that we could potentially die, but we should never welcome it with open arms. And, you know, talked about El Bandito's progress through NJPW, and he was like, and then you just want to throw it all away just in a match with me. It's like, how dare you? He said he wants you to, he's like, keep on living and being there for each other. And I remember after the speech, like, that was a very poor version of the speech, by the way. But I remember after the speech was done, he got out of the ring and grabbed his daughter and was carrying her to the back. And they said, that is Jun Kasai's daughter. Jun Kasai believes that a death match is not truly over until you return home safe to your family. And that was just so, because you see, especially deathmatch wrestlers, they, you know, fans want, especially deathmatch wrestling fans, they want you to push your body. They want you to take it completely over the limit at times. You know, they want blood. They want to see flesh hanging. Not all of them are like that, but there's that good portion that's like, well, if he ain't, you know, bleeding like a stuck pig and da-da-da-da with things hanging out of his face, that's not even a death match to me. And it's like, just, like, this is the old Vinny talking, but death matches were different back in the day that I was in. We didn't bleed that much, you know? Unless it was a, like, main event, end-all, be-all match that would, like, be like the big decider of something. That would be the match. But if you were just having a regular death match, you know, we wouldn't be that willing, I guess, to put our lives on the line for something like that. And then you end up having wrestlers that do that, and, you know, yeah, Alex Colon, yeah. I mean, look at Jun Kasai's back. I had a person that I trained back in the mid 2000s, wrestled under the name Fat Stuff. He had wrestled many guys. He even faced Pondo. He faced J.C. Bailey. And this was out of the Barn, which is where Strictly Hardcore Wrestling was, down in Corydon, Indiana. And his back, and he stopped wrestling back in 2012, and just his back is just still looks like fresh hamburger meat. You know, he did fire matches, you know, where they had coals, you know, bed of coals match, and would be body slammed into the bed of coals. Why is this not popping through? I'm trying to get it popped through all the way so I can put the rivet in. Did that do it? Was that it? Was that enough? Where'd it go? Well, dagnabbit. As a fellow scientist of mine would say, well, dagnabbit. Darn. There we go. And it dropped. And I dropped it. And the interior of this mask, once it's all done, will be lined with foam. I'm putting these rivets in to keep the jaw fixed. The reason why I'm doing that is because when we put the burlap on, which I'll be doing tomorrow, the burlap, especially around this area, is going to look torn open. Because he said one of his main problems when he's doing promos is that he feels that the mask he's currently wearing is muffled and people can't make heads or tails of what he's saying. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have the burlap over, and then we're going to do just a small like tear ripping. That's why we're putting latex over it too, so it won't continue fraying out. But it'll be open right here to where when he talks it can be projected easier into the microphone. So, all right, cool. That's what we have so far today. And this is going to be our stopping point because I don't have the burlap. We're gonna put the burlap on it tomorrow because I have to go purchase it today. But, you know, I have a quick 10 minutes before I need to make my leave of this, of the lab. So I thought I would show you guys something fun. We talked about it earlier. If you have masks that you are wanting to display but you don't want to have to keep purchasing, yes, many have gotten spoiled and desensitized. I missed that one earlier, but yes, no, you're correct. Because, you know, even when what happened at Slaves of the Deathmatch 2 years ago, fans were just foaming at the mouth because they wanted to see the footage of this wrestler accidentally get crippled in the ring. And it was like, why are you guys hungry for that? You know, this person may never walk again. But I think the last time I heard, he's actually been taking steps, so that's good. But at the time, you know, fans wanted that, and they were like, oh, we need to see the footage. I was like, no, you don't need to see that footage. And that's why I tell these fans, I said, if you're a true fan, a diehard fan of deathmatch wrestling, when these wrestlers put their lives on the line, if something happens and they are taken out of commission, they can't wrestle, and that's when they really need your help. That's when they really need you to buy t-shirts, potentially put money on their GoFundMe so they can still keep living on until they get back in the ring. Prove you're a true deathmatch fan by supporting them when they are injured. Because there's a lot of deathmatch fans out there. I'm not saying all of them, but there's a lot of deathmatch fans out there that when a wrestler goes on injury because they did a spot in the ring in a deathmatch that has taken them out for weeks, possibly months, the fans want to forget about them. And suddenly there's no support anymore. It's like, why did you forget about them? You know, you were chanting them an hour before they got, you know, before they fell in the razor wire or had that gusset plate rip them open or the staple, you know, whatever. And then suddenly now you forgot who they are. So If you want to prove that you're a true fan, you support them no matter what stage they are in. All right, so here we go. This is fun. I've done this once before, and it was the original way I learned, but I found a new, even cheaper method for making these. Now, originally making these heads, you know, these things, if you wanted one of these guys, you're looking at probably $35 for a full-on mannequin head. Now, if you want a styrofoam one, they're anywhere from $7.99 to $30 as well, depending on size of the head, length of the neck, definition of the face. So if you have a bunch of masks and you're wanting to keep them on display, or if you're storing them, even lucha masks, if you have a lucha mask and you want to store it, you want to try to keep some fullness to it. Like, I know, for example, like Zodiac's masks has a very stiff front to it, you know, with pieces that go up, you know, and down. If he would just fold it up and throw it in a bag for storage, when he'd go to pull it out, it would be wrinkled and folded and have creases in it and stuff, which would be mildly difficult to get those out. So you would want to store it on a mannequin head. But let's say you don't want to have to constantly spend anywhere from $8 to $35 on a head that you're just going to put a mask on to have displayed. So what I was doing originally is I was taking cellophane that you would use to store, you know, like food and stuff. Yes. See, Zodi can totally attest to this. And so Zodiac, maybe I'm going to be showing you something that you will see and absolutely relish in. But I was doing cellophane, and I'd wrap it, do one layer of cellophane, and I'd do a layer in this tape. Now I got this Scotch tape's usually about $5, but I found it for $1 at a flea market. One of those guys that probably bought like a pallet and a bunch of these were in, so he was selling them for like $1. But you can also find packaging, like the brown packaging tape works just as well. So you do that in like 4 different layers and you would have a nice shape. You'd cut it out and then you'd retape the cut that you did and then fill the whole thing with either plastic. I think when I did it, I was using, I had like an old rotted out quilt that I shoved in mine. And I'm like, well, then you have to keep buying the cellophane, and the price of cellophane's going up. Yeah. Oh, Ray's probably got like these high dollar, like chrome whatevs. But I realized that there's something you can do to even cut more costs, and you're recycling. So you're not, you know, you're not just throwing stuff in a dumpster, you know, in a landfill. And that answer is, once again, ta-da, plastic bags. Now, if you guys remembered, I did the plastic bag that I turned into it. All the plastic bags I turned into a Jason mask, right? Well, then I was wanting a way to display it. This is actually the same face that I used to press the plastic bags on to make the form. That's why if you look, this is significantly, if you look right here, this is significantly smaller than my head. So that's why that mask that I made back there, where's it at? Right there. It fits a child. But, and it's just as simple as you take the head, you throw it in there, make sure all the air pockets are out. You get the tape, figure out where the end is so you can open it up. I bet it's, there we go. Oh, yes, I did it. Ta-da. Oh, don't you dare. I hate it when tape does that. You lose your grip and it folds itself back in. So you just take pieces off. And let's see, I'm gonna hook at that there. Bring this around. And now that I have a plastic bag here, I'm gonna do an entire layer in this tape. So, extremely easy, extremely simple. And all this will get pushed down because if you're putting a full-headed mask on it, you don't really need the face's true form. You don't need the lips and the nose and the eyelids and stuff. You make sure that the entire mask gets coated in one layer. I have left the receipt in there. But it's like just a quick mock-up, you know. So let's say this is all covered in tape. You then go back. You get another bag. Put that bag back on. And then you just get right back to it. And you do this probably a good 3-4 times. So you go bag tape, bag tape, bag tape, bag tape. And then when you're done doing all that and it feels nice and sturdy, you just go in with a pair of scissors or a X-Acto blade, cut from the bottom here all the way up to about here. You pull the head out, retape, or you can actually start stuffing it there, and you can either keep using plastic bags or just foam or something. Tape this back and you'll have a full you made your own mannequin head that you can really an advertisement this whole time, and now you're going to play an advertisement? Get out of here. And so boom, just like that for under, because like I said, this roll's like $5 and I'll probably use about $1.50 of that roll, but this was only $1. So, and if you don't have plastic bags, you go to Meijer, you go to Kroger, you go to Walmart, they have those bag recycling areas. You can just grab plastic bags out of there and use them. And there you have it. You've made a full mannequin head that you can mount your mask on for under $1, you know? Especially if you go to like Dollar Tree and you get the dollar rolled tape. The dollar rolled tape you can probably do two heads with, you know? So hopefully you guys will see that, because I'm going to make a bunch of these to put back here to display the heads on. But that is now 10:02. It's time for the end of my stream. I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this stream today and seeing me get jump started on what's going to be an awesome mask. Peace be with you as well, Master Hooks. That's right. Thank you for the emotes. So once again, want to give a shout out to Owenella, Alice Cedar, Commander Root, Drapsnat, Keith, thank you for being on, Kata, Lindsay Bear, Master Hooks, Pro Punit ran away. He's probably asleep now. And Zodi Mask. Wonderful having Zodi Mask on. Hopefully you'll have some more. Anytime, you're always welcome on here. I have one more morning stream tomorrow, and then we have a Will It Voorhees stream Thursday night at 8:15. Remember, we're normally on 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time until 10 in the morning. So it is now 10:03. I am now going to return and take my leave from the lab. And just remember, guys, just like Zodiac did, and you'll see how it's working out for him. Always remember to follow the dopamine. Oh, he's not gone. He's just cuddling. Okay. Sign back in real quick. Just let's see how it is. But you guys know what dopamine is, right? It's that wonderful little chemical that your brain releases into your body that rewards you for achieving the things that you know deep down you truly want to do in your life. I'm not just making that up either. That's science. But that's not just science. Well, wait a minute. You guys know what science is, right? Science is a branch of knowledge derived from the observation, identification, description, theoretical explanation, experimental investigation of natural phenomenon in the total environment. But here it's not just science. No, it's not just science here at the creation station of Ratlock Labs. It's not just science before all of you here on twitch.tv/Vinny Ratlock. No, it isn't just science. It's outstanding. No, it's science. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8:15 a.m. My finger can't reach the button. Hold on. Igor, I need your help. Igor, just shut it down.